Before we are trying our Dhamma talk, please pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Last night, Venerable Sariputta asked to the Venerable Pona, for the sake of what then also is the holy light lived under the Blessed One? At that time, Venerable Pona gave the short answer, Bhante, it is for the sake of the final cessation without clinging that the holy life is lived under the Blessed One. In this way, Venerable Pona gave short answer. But Venerable Sariputta again asked many questions in the same way. In the same way, Venerable Pona also gave definite answers to each question. But also, is purification of Bhaju Sila Visuddhi. Purification of Bhaju, final cessation without clinging. No, Bhante, there is purification of mind, Citta Visuddhi. There is purification of mind, final cessation without clinging. No, Bhante. There is purification of view, Citta Visuddhi, final cessation without clinging. No, Bhante. There is purification by overcoming doubt, final cessation without clinging. No, Bhante. There is purification by knowledge and vision of what is the path and what is not the path, final cessation without clinging. No, Bhante. There is purification by knowledge and vision of the way, final cessation without clinging. No, Bhante. There is purification by knowledge and vision, final cessation without clinging. No, Bhante. But also is final cessation without clinging to be attained without these states. No, Bhante. In this way, he gave answer. Then Venerable Sariputta continued questions. In short, his question is this: but how also should the meaning of these statements be regarded? At that time, Venerable Pona gave the detailed answers. Bhante, if the Blessed One had described purification of Bhaju Sila Visuddhi as final cessation without clinging, he would have described what is still accompanied by clinging as final cessation without clinging. If the Blessed One had described purification of mind, purification of view, purification by overcoming doubt, purification by knowledge and vision of what is the path and what is not the path, purification by knowledge and vision of the way, purification by knowledge and vision as final cessation without clinging, he would have described what is still accompanied by clinging as final cessation without clinging. And if final cessation without clinging were to be attained without these states, then an ordinary person, Puthujjana, will have attained final cessation without clinging. For an ordinary person, Puthujjana, is without these states. This is the Venerable Buddha's answer. Then Venerable Buddha explained with a simile his statement. Thus, as to that statement, Bhante, I shall give you a simile. For some wise men understand the meaning of a statement by means of a simile. Suppose that King Pasenadi of Kosala, while living at Savatthi, had some urgent business to settle at Sageda, and that between Savatthi and Sageda 7 relay chariots were kept ready for him. Then King Pasenadi of Kosala, leaving Savatthi through the inner palace door, will mount the first relay chariot, and by means of the first relay chariot, he will arrive at the second relay chariot. Then he will dismount from the first chariot and mount the second chariot. And by means of the second chariot, he will arrive at the third chariot. By means of the third chariot, he will arrive at the fourth chariot. By means of the fourth chariot, he will arrive at the fifth chariot. By means of the fifth chariot, he will arrive at the sixth chariot. By means of the sixth chariot, he will arrive at the seventh chariot. And by means of the seventh chariot, he will arrive at the inner palace door in Sageda. Then when he had came to the inner palace door, his friends and acquaintances, his kinsmen and relatives, will ask him, Sir, did you come from Savatthi to the inner palace door in Sageda? By means of this relay chariot, how then shall King Pasenadi of Kosala answer in order to answer correctly? This is Venerable Buddha's statement. Then Venerable Sariputta replied in this way. In order to answer correctly this statement, also he should answer thus. Here, while living at Savatthi, I had some urgent business to settle at Sageda. In between Savatthi and Sageda, 7 relay chariots were kept ready for me. Then having Savatthi, and then leaving Savatthi through the inner palace door, I mounted the first relay chariot. And by means of the first relay chariot, I arrived at the second relay chariot. Then I dismounted from the first chariot and mounted the second chariot. And by means of the second chariot, I arrived at the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chariot. And by means of the seventh chariot, I arrived at the inner palace door in Sageda. In order to answer correctly, he King Pasenadi Kosala, should answer thus. This is the Venerable Sariputta's explanation. Then Venerable Buddha concludes his statement in this way. So do Bhante, purification of Bhaju, Sila, Visuddhi is for the sake of reaching purification of mind. Purification of Bhaju, Sila, Visuddhi is for the sake of reaching purification of mind, Citta, Visuddhi. Purification of mind, Citta, Visuddhi is for the sake of reaching purification of view, Ditthi, Visuddhi. Purification of view, Ditthi, Visuddhi is for the sake of reaching purification by overcoming doubt. Kinkavidarana Visuddhi. Purification by overcoming doubt, Kinkavidarana Visuddhi, is for the sake of reaching purification by knowledge and vision of what is the path and what is not the path. Magga Magga Jnana Darsana Visuddhi. Purification by knowledge and vision of what is the path and what is not the path. Magga Magga Jnana Darsana Visuddhi is for the sake of reaching purification by knowledge and vision of the way. Patipada Jnana Darsana Visuddhi. Purification by knowledge and vision of the way. Patipada Jnana Darsana Visuddhi is for the sake of reaching purification by knowledge and vision. Jnana Darsana Visuddhi. Purification by knowledge and vision, Jnana Darsana Visuddhi, is for the sake of reaching final cessation without clinging, Anubada Parinibbana. It is for the sake of final cessation without clinging that the holy life is lived under the Blessed One in this Buddha's dispensation. This is Venerable Buddha's explanation. Do you want to attain final cessation without clinging? You must renounce first. Okay, how you should practice? We want to explain this a little bit only, not in detail, because in this meditation retreat, some are partially successful. They may understand well. There are 7 types of purification, Visuddhi. 7 Visuddhi. 7 Visuddhis, if you practice thoroughly up to Arhat stage, then we can say you lived holy life in this Buddha's dispensation for the sake of final cessation, Anubada Parinibbana. Number 1 purification is purification of Bhaju, Sila, Visuddhi. Please try to see your paper. For lay devotees, at least you must observe 5 precepts. This is necessary. As a Buddhist, you should not kill to any being. As a Buddhist, you should not steal anything belonging to others. As a Buddhist, you should not do sexual misconduct. As a Buddhist, you must not tell lies. You must not do backbiting. You must not use harsh language. You must not tell useless talks, meaningless talks, frivolous talks. So this is important. But if you can observe more, then you should observe 8 precepts, 9 precepts, 10 precepts. It is better. For bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, samaneras and samaneris, Patimokkha restraint, Patimokkha samvara sila. This is very important. Without purification of Bhaju, you cannot attain 2nd stage, purification of mind, Citta Visuddhi. Citta Visuddhi is for the sake of reaching the another Visuddhi, purification of view. So 7 Visuddhi, 7 purifications are related to each other based on one another. Based on first, 2nd purification, you can attain 2nd purification. Without first purification of Bhaju, if you practice samatha, you cannot attain any jhana. So purification of Bhaju is very important. But only Patimokkha samvara sila is important. No, there are another silas. Number 2, restraint of sense faculties, Indriya Samvara Sila. How you should restrain? Through these sense faculties, you should not permit any defilements coming through sense faculties. How you should try? You must always put your mind in your meditation object. If you are practicing samatha, you must always put your mind in your samatha meditation object. If you are practicing vipassana, you must always put your mind in your meditation object. Number 3 is purification of livelihood. Your livelihood must be pure. For bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, Buddha prohibited with many Vinaya rules not to do wrong livelihood. In the same way, for lay devotees, you must also not do wrong livelihood. How? For example, if you kill animals and then if you sell, this is wrong livelihood. In the same way, if you steal others' belongings, this is also wrong livelihood. If you do sexual misconduct and then if you gain money, this is also wrong livelihood. If you tell lies and if you gain money, this is also wrong livelihood. If you sell or if you sell any drugs, any weapons, any poison, any animals, any weapons, if you gain money, this is also wrong livelihood. You must not drink alcohol and any drug, but you must not also sell. So as a Buddhist, you must not do this business. If you avoid such type of business, then we can say you have purification of livelihood. This is important. Number 4 sila is Pichya Sanesita Sila, reflecting on the use of requisites. If you use robes, or if you use food, or if you use lodging, if you use medicine, you must always reflect your purpose to cover our body, to protect cold and heat, etc. In this way, Buddha taught how you should reflect when you are using these 4 requisites. But you should learn by heart these formulas, Padisankha Yoni, So, Jivaram, Padisewami, etc. Very good. If you can reflect always the attachment to your robe, to your food, to your lodging, and to your medicines will slowly decrease. This is number 1 purification. What is number 1 purification? Sila Visuddhi, the purification of Bhaju. Second purification is Citta Visuddhi, the purification of mind. What is the purification of mind? Citta Visuddhi Nama Sa Upachara Atha Samapattiyo. 8 elements together with excess concentration are called Citta Visuddhi, purification of mind. Why these jhana elements in excess concentrations are called purification of mind, Citta Visuddhi? Now in this meditation retreat, some meditators are successful samatha. They attain some maybe jhanas. When they are entering into jhana, full absorption time, At that time, no hindrances are visiting to their mind. Therefore, their mind is purified at that time from different types of defilements, especially hindrances. If hindrances do not visit to their mind is, we can say their mind is temporarily purified. So because of this reason, 8 attainments together with excess concentrations are called Chaita Visuddhi, purification of mind. For example, now you are practicing Anapana upon mindfulness of breathing. If you practice systematically, one day when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, if you can maintain more than 1 hour, 2 hours, etc. on your breath object, the breath becomes nimitta. Nimitta means the breath becomes colorful. The breath coming out from your nose begin with color. What is color? Breath is nothing but a group of small particles called klabas, subatomic particles only. Before you have no enough concentration, you cannot see this breath, but you can feel only. But when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, at that time you can see the color of your breath. Your breath is a group of small particles, subatomic particles. If you analyze each particle, in each particle there are at least 9 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, and breathing sound. So altogether there are 9 types of materialities. Among the 9 types there is color. When your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, then you can see the color of a group of small particles. This color only. So nimitta is nothing but the color of your breath only. Why is it called nimitta? The color of breath is called nimitta. Why is it called nimitta? Nimitta is the sign of concentration. This is why 1 minute. What is the sign of concentration? Before you are practicing Anapana meditation, you cannot see this nimitta. But when your concentration develops, at that time only you can see this nimitta. So this is the sign of nimitta. Another meaning is, when your breath becomes nimitta, you must focus on the nimitta only, not breath. If you can concentrate on your nimitta, then when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, and if you can maintain your concentration more than 1 hour, 2 hours, etc., then your nimitta will become white nimitta. Again, if you can concentrate on that white nimitta more than 1 hour, 2 hours, etc., then your nimitta will become transparent and bright nimitta. That transparent and bright nimitta is called Patibhaga nimitta, counterpart sign. White nimitta is called Ogaha nimitta, landing sign. Before Ogaha nimitta, at the beginning, if you see your nimitta, usually just like smoking color, that smoking color nimitta is called Parigama nimitta, preliminary sign. If you can concentrate on the nimitta, your concentration develops. So because of this reason, that nimitta is also called the cause of concentration. If you can concentrate on your anapana patibhaga nimitta counterpart sign, when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, then full absorption will arise. That full absorption is called jhana, concentration. First jhana is second jhana. Second jhana is better than first jhana. Third jhana is better than second jhana. Fourth jhana is better than that jhana. But some meditators, they have different opinions. I investigate a lot of meditators. Between first jhana and second jhana, which is better? Second jhana is better. Why? Oh, there is no vidaka, vichara. Vidaka is obligation, vichara is sustainment. There, it is not necessary to apply mind on your patibhaga nimitta again and again. So because of this reason, without effort, mind automatically stick to the nimitta. No obligation, no sustainment. Because of this reason, second jhana is better, they inform me. Then sometimes I ask them, within second jhana and third jhana, which jhana is better? Oh, that jhana is better. Why? In second jhana there is piti, joy, very strong. So because of this reason, mind is not so quiet. But in that jhana no piti. Because of this reason, only sukha and ekaggata, very peaceful and happy feeling. Because of this reason, that jhana is better, they inform me. Sometimes I ask them, that jhana and fourth jhana, which is better? So there are two types of meditators. Some meditators, they give answer, fourth jhana is better. Why? Fourth jhana is very quiet, there is no much, feeling is not clear. Only concentration is very deep and very quiet. So fourth jhana is better. But some meditators, they inform me that jhana is better. Why? In fourth jhana, no feeling. In that jhana, there is feeling. They like feeling very much. So because of this reason, depending on their previous parami and emphasize, some meditators like that jhana. Some meditators, they like fourth jhana. Again, if we teach formless jhanas, arupa jhanas, many meditators, they like arupa jhanas, formless jhanas, because they are more quiet. But here I want to explain is the purification of mind. When they attain their jhana attainments, when they attain to their jhana attainments, at that time their mind is purified. Their mind is free from defilements or hindrances. Because of this reason, their mind is very pure. With the pure mind, if they practice vipassana, they can easily practice. For example, now please pay attention to your body. Your body is composed with small subatomic particles called kalabas. Can you see? No. Can you see? No. But Buddha says, Bhikkhus samadhi bhikkhave bhaveta samahito bhikkhave bhikkhu yatha buddham bhajanati. Bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who has concentrated may understand the Dhammas as they really are. What does he understand? Idam dukkhanti yatha buddham pajanati, ayam dukkha samudayoti yatha buddham pajanati, ayam dukkha nirodhati yatha buddham pajanati, ayam dukkha nirodha gamini padipadati yatha buddham pajanati. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of suffering. Dukkha Sacca. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Samudaya Sacca. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Nirodha Sacca. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Padipada Ariya Sacca. Therefore, bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who has concentrated may understand the Dhammas as they really are. In this way, Buddha taught in Sacca Sanyutta. Therefore, Venerable Pona gave the answer. Bhante, the purification of virtue is for the sake of reaching the purification of mind, Citta Visuddhi. The purification of mind is for the sake of reaching purification of view, Ditthi Visuddhi. So, for the purification of Ditthi Visuddhi, for the purification of view, we are teaching samatha meditation, not to enjoy samatha jhana happiness. Number 3 is purification of view, Ditthi Visuddhi. Understanding of materiality and mentality. Rupa and Nama, or mentality and materiality, Nama, Rupa. So there are 4 stages. Number 1, discerning materiality, Rupa Parigaha. Number 2, discerning mentality, Nama Parigaha. Number 3, discerning mentality and materiality, Nama Rupa Parigaha. Number 4, defining mentality and materiality. Altogether there are 4 stages. These 4 stages are also called Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana, the knowledge of analyzing mentality and materiality. According to Buddha's teaching, our body is composed with small subatomic particles called kalabas. To see these kalabas, you should have enough concentration. Because of this reason, every sitting before you are practicing 4 elements meditation, you must re-establish your 4th jhana. If you prefer Anapana 4th jhana, you can re-establish your Anapana 4th jhana. Or if you prefer Vaikasina 4th jhana, then you can re-establish Vaikasina 4th jhana every sitting. While concentrating on your nimitta. When your concentration, especially 4th jhana concentration, produces strong powerful light, at that time please emerge from your 4th jhana. Emerging from 4th jhana, you must practice systematically 4 elements meditation. Ti, Sui, Hua, Po. Okay? So 4 elements meditation you must practice systematically. When your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, then you can see your body becomes transparent body like ice block. Again, in that transparent body, you must discern 4 elements, and you must concentrate on the 4 elements of that transparent body. What is transparent body? If you touch your body, you can feel touching sensation. The consciousness which knows the tangible object is called Kaya Vijnana. Kaya Vijnana arises depending on body transparency. If you touch your body, you can feel touching sensation. Everywhere there is body transparency. According to Buddha's teaching, there are 5 types of transparency. Chakku Pasada, eye transparency, Soda Pasada, ear transparency, Kana Pasada, nose transparency, Jiva Pasada, tongue transparency, Kaya Pasada, body transparency. So altogether there are 5 types of transparency. These 5 types of transparency are called Pasada Rupa. Why are they called Pasada Rupa? Chekadi Pincha Vida, Rupa Dina Gahana Picha Pawina, Adasa Talawiya Vipasana Da Pasada Rupa. Very good explanation, practical explanation, no imagination. Oh, very good. What is the meaning? There are 5 Pasada Rupas. They are the basis for 5 types of consciousness, which realize color, sound, smell, taste, tangible objects. So, as a basis, they became transparent, like Adasa. Adasa is like mirror. So, when you practice systematically 4 elements meditation, your body, you can see become transparent body. This is practical knowledge, no imagination. Any scientists, they do not understand this, because they do their work in laboratory. In laboratory, they cannot see this transparent body. You can see now, you have a lot of opportunity, good opportunity to see this Buddha's dispensation. You should not try to miss your opportunity. Very good. Oh. Before you cannot break down the compactness of your body, at that time you can see as a block, like ice block. At that time Buddha teaches to see Akasa space, especially in Mahayana Sutta, etc. So if space is nothing but the boundary of small particles, with the assistance of the light of wisdom produced by your 4th jhana, if you practice 4 elements meditation systematically, that 4 elements meditation also can produce strong, powerful light. With the assistance of the light of wisdom, if you penetrate Akasa space, then you can see space, the boundary of small particles, kalapas. As soon as you see space, then you can see kalapas. Again, if you analyze kalapas, in each kalapa at least there are 8 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, weight element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive acid, etc. This one kalabas together with life faculty, jivita. There are 9 types of materiality. This one kalabas together with transparency or sex determining kalaba or heart base. There are 10 types of materiality. You must try, if you analyze these kalabas, then you can easily understand. As soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. After they pass away, where they are going? This is the scientist question. There, for example, there is wick, there is oil. Then if you light, then light is come. But when there is no wick as well as there is no oil, then fire disappear, extinguish. Where this fire goes? How do you explain? Maybe just perishing with, according to Buddha's teaching. But again, appears. What is the reason? This is second knowledge. Purification of overcoming doubt. Fourth. Number 4, purification. Purification by overcoming doubt means what is discerning cause and condition. Especially discerning dependent origination. If you understand dependent origination thoroughly, then you can give correct answer. So according to Buddha's teaching, these kalabas, there are 4 types of kalabas. Kama born, materiality, kamaja rupa. Mind born, materiality, chirija rupa. Temperature born, materiality, uduja rupa. And the nutritive essence, nutriment born, materiality, haraja rupa. There are 4 types. Nowadays, scientists, they can test in their laboratory only 1 type only. This is temperature produced materiality, especially inanimate things. Inanimate things means avijnanaka, no life. They do not understand karma born materiality. They do not understand mind born materiality. They do not understand nutritive asset born materiality. They understand temperature born materiality superficially only, not definitely. There is one problem. Scientist says energy cannot be destroyed. What is energy? Translator told me, according to Chinese, energy means qi. Is it true? According to Buddha's teaching, energy means there are 4. Kama, Chaita, Uddu, Ahara. Kama, mind. Chaita is mind. Uddu is temperature, fire element. Then Ahara, nutritive essence. But scientists, they do not understand fire element thoroughly. They understand as energy. This is that energy cannot be destroyed. They do not understand nature, impermanent nature. So now in this retreat, there are a few meditators who can see this ultimate materiality, who can see ultimate mentality according to Buddha's teaching. So they are very fortunate. Scientists, they use a lot of money to test this rupa, but they do not understand thoroughly. In each kalaba there is fire element. That fire element is called tejo, temperature. That temperature produces new generation. In that new generation there is also temperature, fire element. That fire element produces another new generation. In this way, in animate world, successfully for a long time, they produce new generations. Digambi Adana, in this way, Visuddhimagga explains. For a long time, they can produce successfully new generations in animate world. But in our body, animate world, they cannot produce for a long time, like an animate world outside, external world. Again, scientists, they do not understand ultimate mentality according to Buddha's teaching. So we are very fortunate. We should not miss our opportunity. If you practice diligently, you can understand ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, both internally and externally. So this is very good opportunity. But that opportunity, you should not stop on that opportunity. You must continue. Another one is number 4, purification by overcoming doubt. Kekha Vidarana Visuddhi. If you do not understand ultimate materiality and mentality, both internally and externally, if you practice dependent origination, you will not understand well. Therefore, purification of view is for the reaching of purification by overcoming doubt. In this way, Venerable Pona gave the answer. While discerning dependent origination, you must try to understand both. Because of the arising of causes, the effects, especially by aggregates, rise. You must also try to understand this nature. Again, because of the complete cessation of causes, by aggregates also cease completely without remainder. This is the final cessation without clinging, Anubhada Pranibbana. You must try to understand both. For some meditators, if they practice really, they can see their future life, 1 future life, or 2 future life, or 3 future life, or 4 future lives, etc. They can clearly see these future lives, as well as because of the complete cessation of causes, by aggregates is completely without remainder of the Pratnibbana, final cessation. The number 5 purification is purification by knowledge and vision of what is and what is not the path. Megha Jnana Darsana Visuddhi. There are 2 types of Vipassana knowledges. Number 1 is knowledge of comprehension, Sammasana Jnana. Number 2 is tender knowledge of rising and passing away, Taruna Udyabhaya Jnana. Both knowledges are called tender Vipassana, Taruna Vipassana. After discerning ultimate materiality, mentality, and their causes, you must contemplate them as nature, dukkha, and anatta. As soon as ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, and their causes are called formation sankhara. These sankharas are, as soon as they arise, they pass away very, very quickly. So they are nature and permanent. They are always oppressed by rising and passing away, so they are dukkha. There is no permanent entity, permanent substance in them, so they are anatta, non-self. In this way, you must contemplate. If you see rising and passing away moment by moment clearly, then we can say you had finished this purification. The number 6 purification is purification by knowledge and vision of the way, Patipada Jnana Darsana Visuddhi. From mature knowledge of rising and passing away up to knowledge of conformity. There are altogether 9 types of knowledges. Mature, number 1, mature knowledge of rising and passing away, Udyabhaya Jnana. Number 2, knowledge of dissolution, Vinga Jnana. When you see rising and passing away, moment by moment, you should not try to see a rising stage. You should emphasize only perishing stage. At that time, you will see perishing stage of formations, sankharas. So this knowledge is called knowledge of dissolution, Vinga Jnana. Number 3 is knowledge of appearance as Tara, Bhaya Jnana. Number 4, knowledge of danger, Adinava Jnana. Number 5, knowledge of disenchantment, Nibbida Jnana. Number 6, knowledge of desire for deliverance, Mochitu Kamyada Jnana. Number 7, knowledge of reflection, Patisankha Jnana. Number 8, knowledge of equanimity towards formations, Sankharupaka Jnana. Number 9, knowledge of conformity, Anuloma Jnana. Altogether there are 9 types of jnanas. These jnanas, within one sitting for some meditators, within one sitting also possible. After the knowledge of conformity, there is one knowledge of change of lineage, Kudrabu Jnana. The knowledge of change of lineage neither be regarded as purification by knowledge and vision of the way, nor purification by knowledge and vision. Number 7 is purification by knowledge and vision. This is after Kudrabu Jnana. 4 paths and fruitions, supramundane knowledges will arise. These supramundane knowledges realize Nibbana. If you attain Arhat stage, then one day you will take Pranibhana, final cessation. If you attain final cessation, then we can say you lived the holy life in this Buddha's dispensation for the final cessation without clinging. Our Dhamma talk here finished.